One of our biggest supporters has always been Congressman Foster, and what he and his office have done in terms of placement and also just other support. And we just wanted to give him a chance to give us a few remarks today, and absolutely thrilled that he was able to join us. So please welcome me in.
Well, thank you all, and thank you all for everything you do. The Indo-American Community Services is one of the jewels of the district I represent. It does a lot of good for a lot of people. And I'm also very pleased that you're here in Washington. I know that I'm also especially happy with the performance of our intern that you have provided. This is something that's that's really helpful to an office like mine. We're operating on a tight budget, and when we get a competent and dedicated intern to come and work hard for several weeks over the summer, that is a real benefit to our office. But I also want to just thank you for your commitment to participating in the entire community. That is crucial. I view you as a bridge building organization that allows people who are starting out in this country to gain a better foothold and gain success earlier, because that's what the American dream is all about, and it has to be shared by everyone. So thank you for everything you do. And I think the vote timer was called about 10 minutes ago, which means it's down to 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes to get over to the floor of the House of Representatives, or I will miss this vote. But thank you all.
We just are so grateful for Senator Sullivan for being here today with us, and we just wanted to ask him to just give a few remarks to everybody. And so just please join me in welcoming the Senator. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank Srinivas. Thank you very much for the invitation here. I also want to thank one of my closest friends, General Balan Iyer. General, how about a round of applause for a great public servant. He is such an amazing example for this community, for every community. We served as White House Fellows together, 10 years ago, right? And served in the military. I'm a Marine. He's in the Air Force. That's okay. That's kidding. We're all the Air Force officers here. I love you guys. But I've learned so much from my good friend. And what we've been about, what I know this community is so much about, it's not only the accomplishments that so many of you made for our great country in terms of business, in terms of technology, in terms of finance, but it's also a community that's, in my view, very much on the rise in terms of politics, in public policy leadership positions. And what thrills me to be at an event like this is to see all the young people. I mean, this is the future, not only of the Indian American community, this is the future of America. Just look at all the politicians in our great country from different races, different backgrounds. And so I get very excited when I see young people like so many here tonight who are interested in serving their country. And I know many of you are doing it right now on the Hill. Internships, other positions. We're still hiring, so come see us. I'm a new senator, only 5 months into the job as a senator. And I also think this is a community that will help our country cement what is a critical relationship in South Asia. I was just out at the Shangri-La Dialogue. That's the big defense ministers annual conference in Singapore. I met with the Secretary of Defense and our Secretary of Defense. And the Secretary of Defense, after this conference, was going on to India to meet with the senior leaders of that country, deepen not only the economic relationship, but the security relationship. And I think that with this community more engaged, that kind of strengthening of that important bilateral relationship can only get better. So again, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank my great friend Balan Iyer, and it's exciting times, and you're proving it right now. Thank you very much.
First, would very much like to introduce Chairman Royce. who's been a big friend of the Indian-American community. And
We just had a large bipartisan delegation to India, spent 4.5 days there, had an opportunity to meet with the Prime Minister, of course, but with all of the ministers, all the secretaries in India, in order to go over a number of the issues which are important to us. When I joined the India caucus, there were only 8 members. Now, as Robin and I work with the caucus, we've built that up to 160 members. I've co-chaired it multiple times over the years. I went with President Clinton on his historic trip to India, and along the way led many delegations. But I must say that every time I go, I am more and more impressed with how rapidly things are changing in India, and I think it's going to be an even more rapid change now with the new government. And of course, we want to see that, because one of the things I've been pushing as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee is that we should be focused more and trading more with other countries dedicated to the same values that the United States has. Now, the other point I would make in all of this is that the success of the Indo-American community here and organizations like this one that help provide that bridge, what you're doing with your job fairs, what you're doing in your outreach to young people, internship programs that you help push for and sponsor here in Washington, D.C., and lastly, the percentage of advanced degrees that we're seeing in the community. We know the future is going to be very, very bright, but we know also that you'll continue to work on a future in which the values, the hopes, the aspirations of America and India are shoulder to shoulder in bringing a world in which there's more opportunity, more peace and stability, more commitment to the values that I spoke of earlier. And let's continue down that path.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, Chairman Royce. He runs a fabulous committee along with Ranking Member Engel, very bipartisan, and we do a lot of great work together. It's wonderful to see so many young people on the Hill. We definitely need in every sphere more young people to be involved and to know what's going on and to vote. And I'm speaking to you, especially you young ladies, to run for office, and because we're going to need people to take our place. But it's fantastic that you're here. I give full credit to you guys for bringing young people on the Hill and learning, and hopefully next year one of you or someone else will be able to work in my office. I would definitely love that.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I don't serve on foreign affairs, but I've been involved with the Indo-American community for about 40 years. New York has a great population in the metropolitan area, but then following closely behind New York is Chicago. And we've had in Chicago a large, developing, emerging Indo-American community that is involved in all aspects of life.